This playthrough is rated T for teen.
Oh man, I'm just like a lonely high elf just walking through this place. Hopefully no tall, dark, handsome dark elves attack me. Haha, there you go. Take this. Well, that didn't kill you. Greetings and salutations, viewers. Vauldemare back here with another episode of Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. In the last episode, we finished the Burning Spire, released the dwarf who, I bet a lot of you thought we were going to fight he was gonna survive or something like that. Like it was gonna be some weird fantasy thing where if he's frozen he'd come back up. Nope, he's dead. But we did get the key and light the fire, got the key, and now we're inside the mines. But now we're having to deal with the Drow situation down here. Definitely not a good aspect or anything like that. So we're almost close to the level. Excellent. Off screen, I did clear a little bit of the western area out that I was working on earlier. Just a few more Drow that were like lingering from before. Nothing too big. Mainly did it so I could find the other save. There was another save spot here I wanted to locate before, and it wasn't that much further. I'll show you here in a second, but let's clear this place up before we do that. Alright, let's get some burning hands ready to go. And clear this place out. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, didn't want to catch all of you. I'm not trying to catch Pokemon, man. Or Drow. Take this, bird. But, yeah, Drow on the most, well, not the most dangerous race, but they are definitely a dangerous race just because of who they worship, where they've been, and all their machinations and everything like that. Usually, in most stories, the Drow are usually, like, in the background, like, manipulating things on the top side, so whenever, whenever it conveniences them or whatever. I better switch back to some bows for a bit, so, yeah, we're going to be doing this for... We will be doing this for a bit longer. Not much longer, though. I have a plan. I think I talked about this, like, way earlier in the game. About how to help with my situation here. I mean, I'll still have to block and run and all this other stuff, but I have ways of... I have a way of mitigating that just a little bit. But, yeah, soon you will see. It should be here in a moment, as soon as we gain this level. And then I die, like, right here going, no, I have to do it all over again. Except that's only happened once when I was off screen trying to do something I accidentally, well, actually a couple of times, like when I wasn't paying attention, trying to get to an old area or something like that, and then I'm like, oh no, I died. Move back up. No, run. Ah, man, didn't do it. Oh, there we go. See, how much experience do I need left? Not much, only like four something or whatever. We should get that pretty soon. Yep. No thank you. No thank you. Haha. More. We're gonna... Yeah, I almost kind of considered, like, after when I was messing with some stuff off screen, I almost considered, like, maybe I should have, I was thinking to myself, maybe I should have gotten that scimitar just to get more guaranteed damage, even though, like, every once in a while I do get, like, a 50 with the dagger, but it's so infrequent that I was like, I don't know, maybe I should have stuck with the scimitar. Because I end up liking the bow more, because the damage is more consistent, But, oh well. Back up. Back off, yo. Oh, get out of my face. But, yeah, because usually I'm not much of a gambler when it comes to this type of stuff. I'm usually like a, let's do a little damage, I guess. Ooh. Uh-oh. Yeah, I better heal just in case he gets a good shot on me, like just max damage or something crazy like that. Yeah, close. We're getting there with that level. Well, I'm just excited just because... I mean, I probably could have gotten this earlier, but it would have made the early game, like, a lot more difficult. Oh, my God, come on. Jeez. Uh-oh. Shoot. I could always go back. Although I do need to sell my stuff. Maybe I could go back at some point and... There we go. How much are they dropping, anyway? Whoops. Oh, I didn't mean to use my rejuvenation. Ugh. I'm kind of a little close with that. As long as I don't fight any ranged characters, I'm fine. But I think nope, nothing there. Okay, I think there's like a couple more dudes in this area. I think this. Oh, I actually cut that too close because he could have easily killed me with like the damage. Let's see. No, they don't actually give a lot of experience when you think about it. I mean, more than they would normally, just because of my wisdom bonus. But oh, a whole pile of drow. Okay, just making sure I was checking something. Oh, I can switch my weapon now. Melee. There we go. Okay. I've gained some. And since I ran back and forth and all that, I've gained some HP for my, maximum rejuvenation. I forgot what the highest you could get in the game is, because there is a combination of the feat and what you get from your constitution. I'm not even sure what the highest you can get your con in this game. In D&D, you can get, I think, to 25. There are creatures that go higher than that, but you as the player character can't without like some weird magical means. Oh, so close. One more, then it'll be there. I mean, by the way, what I'm doing is it's awesome, but it's not so awesome that it's like the game is broken. It'll really help a lot. So, ooh, it's got a really good crit there. Oh, come on, jerk! Ow! Oh no, stuck! No, Don't hit a girl while she's down. There we go. Yes, we did it. Haha. And we get finally the Mordenkainen sword, or Mordenkainen sword. I think it's Mordenkainen. But oh man, this weapon's awesome because, well, it costs a lot. We could have gotten this early, but like I said, it cost 12 points to get. But because I didn't spend it at that one level, I had enough. So what does it do? Well, it summons a sword. Well, let me look at the thing again. So cost 18, when it says cost 18, it's whatever my energy is, so I can easily cast it. It won't take me long to get that 18. And then it does it did 1 to 20 damage, and it floats around and attacks things. So, let me show it off. So yeah, we summon it, and it just, well...
I found something.
Oh yeah, if we continued on past the other save point I found, we would have found an elevator that would have said you need gears to open it. So we need, I think, 3 of those, and that's the first one. And as far as I know, oh yeah, it randomly runs across and kills things. So like rats, so anything that's considered a target, because you can kill randomly rats. So if you want to kill rats, I don't think you get experience for killing rats though. No, I guess you. No, wait, that was from killing that one drow. So no, you don't. But yeah, it just floats around and attacks things. That's all it does. Yeah, it's not considered a target by enemies, so it'll never be targeted itself. So you can't use it as like a meat shield if you're playing solo mode. But and it lasts for. I'll have to time. Next time I have a chance, I'll have to time it when how long it lasts. But it lasts for a decent amount of time. And yeah, it'll just hit things. Yeah, see how it's just constantly hitting it, and it has a chance of hitting like doing 1 to 20 damage. And usually, if it's on its last like run, like when it's about to rout, you'll usually charge the target and usually do max damage by that point. Yeah, it's a really great spell for single player sorcerer users. Because it helps with extra damage. Okay, well it didn't do anything that time. I guess it's random, because sometimes I'll see it charge the enemy right before it dissipates and do like 20 or whatever its max damage is. And then obviously the higher levels it does more damage. Unfortunately at next level I can't get it to its next state mainly because it'll cost like 12 or something like that to get to it, but yeah, this will help with like just any enemy in the nearby. So now I can do more of the block and hit tactic, because for the most part the sword hits are pretty consistent. There's only been like a handful of times where I've seen it like, yeah, see when it was about to dissipate it charged. There's only been like a handful of times where I've noticed although that might have been because it was targeting a creature and it was about to wear out, so maybe that's it. But yeah, this is probably I mean, outside of other spells, it's probably bar none one of the best assisting spells in the game, because the damage is just constant. It's regularly gonna hit every time, unlike myself, which I might miss every so often. Probably because it's a spell is probably why it's more consistent with its hits. Because usually most spells in the game are supposed to be consistent damage, not like consistent guaranteed damage, but they'll never hit the same height as like a good sword, but you'll still get guaranteed damage. And the fact it doesn't cost very much. I almost considered, when I was doing the hard mode, I almost considered just saving all my feats for buying Mordenkainen's sword, so when we got to that point, I probably could have gotten this, like, I'm trying to think of the earliest I could have gotten in. See, if we get second level, I think we got like 1 point or something like that, or 2. Now I'm trying to think what the earliest would be when I... Oh yeah, I have to time the sword and see how long it lasts. Well, luckily I run a stopwatch every once in a while just to make sure I've got it ready to go. I just have to pay attention to when it actually dissipates. That's pretty good use of the dagger. It might wait. Okay, it dissipates. I don't know. It's about like 7-8 seconds, something like that. I mean, I wasn't paying attention when I first started it and everything, so it might be more like 10 seconds, really. So somewhere around that line. So that's actually pretty good. Or at least, yeah. Before it dissipates. Or not 10 seconds. Anyway. I might have to... Oh, I'm going about the wrong way. Sorry, I was being distracted by that. I was running back a different direction, so I meant to go back this way. Yeah, but yeah, there's that way you can see off in the distance the save spot. So okay, and I'm not sure how it figures out like what its next target is. Let's see. I think it just finds whatever the... Okay, so hold on. I'm going to give it a few seconds, and I'm going to actually time it this time. Okay. Now I set my timer, so now we'll see how long it takes before it dissipates. Oh, did I see a ring? Oh, wow. I haven't been usually getting that type of drops recently. I'm just running back through here because I wasn't paying attention earlier to my... because I was trying to look at the timer, so I wasn't paying attention. Because I wanted to see how long it actually takes till it dissipates. And when I said 10 seconds, I meant something else because I was... Okay, and 30 seconds. So that's pretty good, actually, for that spell. I think that's worth the cost, frankly. 18 points for a 30-second spell that does, like, 1 to 20 damage per... I don't know if it's hitting every second, maybe like every other second, but it's still hitting, you know. And it's guaranteed damage. I think I gotta... Because I got plenty of magic, so I need to use it for something else. Obviously, at next level, I can't buy the next like stage of Mordenkainen's sword. I'll probably end up buying maybe like lightning or something like that next, or maxing out burning hands. I'll just decide, because I think lightning bolt might be the next one, just because it'll be good for groups outside of the range of the burning hands. Because burning hands is only like a short cone. So I kind of have to suffer from its range limitations. So careful. There we go. Yeah, make sure to keep enough for Mordenkainen's, whatever. Oh, and for those who aren't aware, Mordenkainen is the name of a famous character in D&D. Mainly, not so much for books and stories, but he was one of the... I think Mordenkainen was supposed to be... Gygax, the guy who created, or helped create Dungeons & Dragons, sorry. Because he did it with a couple of, like another guy, I forgot his name. Gary Gygax seemed to tend to take more of a, not a show, but he like was more of the face of it, more than the person, a couple of the people who helped him. But when he was helping design the game, which I think was originally like Chainmail or something like that, before it became Dungeons & Dragons, when he ran the game, he ran it with his friends, and all of the friends and all the names of their characters ended up becoming names of spells and stuff like that in the books. So if you know, Mordenkainen's like spells and stuff like that pop up all over the place. Tenzors. Ooh, there's another gear shaft.
This looks important.
So that'll help us. I think we need one more if I remember correctly. Yeah. See, I think it was like Robolar, Tenzors, Mordenkainen. I know there's a couple others. I can't remember. Those are just the 3 more well-known people of it. But I think it was 7 or 8 people that you played with, each with their own names and stuff like that. Usually most people remember the wizards more because they're the ones who named all the spells and everything like that. So, yeah, Tinder's a lot of his abilities were like changing your form or enhancing yourself. So most of his are, other than the Tinder's floating disc, which is the most famous one because people use that to gather treasure out of dungeons and stuff like that. And yeah, Kanan usually most of his abilities was summoning magical objects to help you, like fists or swords and stuff like that. Yeah, or no, that's Big B. Never mind. Oh yeah, Big B is the other sorcerer. Yeah, was another sorceress. I think they had like four. I think the party of I think it was either 6 or 7, and I think 4 of them were wizards. So, if I remember correctly, Gygas wasn't a fan of wizards. If I remember, he was more of a fan of fighter and rogue types because that meant for more different role play than just I cast a spell and I beat the encounter, that type of thing. But I don't remember all the details because it's not like I've read up biographies or anything like that. So, but anyway, here's the save right there. All right. Yeah, making pretty good progress. This the sword's definitely gonna help me try to. Oh, we got new enemies, the spiders. What are spiders doing in the caves? Actually, I think if I remember correctly, Drow raise spiders and stuff like that, and milk them for poisons and stuff like that. Yeah, I didn't get a very good run out of that. Oh well. I was hoping to like hit like a bunch of them with those explosives and do like a ton of damage, but I think I only hit like a couple of them. Yeah, I'm still gonna have to like run back every once in a while, but whoops, I actually didn't use mine. Use that, and probably should use my when in some of the Mordecai sword if I'm out of like or Kanan. I don't know. I see Kite or Kate, whatever. I'll probably go keep changing my pronunciations of the sword every once in a while. Let's just call it the sword. Yeah, you're an awesome sword. I'm gonna call you Swordy. I'm gonna call you Bitey. Because it's gonna definitely help a lot with. Yeah, I think the rest of this dungeon is spiders, if I remember correctly. So, yeah, yeah, a Mordecai sword still doesn't completely help me against like groups and stuff like that who are attacking me because it's like, well, there's nothing I can do about that. So, oops. Probably should switch back to the bow for a bit. It has been a hot minute since I've used the bow now that I've. Because it'll help me mitigate damage, so I can afford to sit blocked attacks now. You know what I mean? Yeah. Too bad the spiders are a bit beefy when it comes to damage. Yeah, a bit more than the Drow, if I recall. But yeah, they would raise spiders as pets and milk them for their like paralyzing poisons and stuff like that. They also raise like mushrooms and stuff like that too. Yeah, well, I've read most of R.A. Salvatore's books. That's why about Drit Stewart, and that's why I know a lot about the. I weirdly haven't read his Menzo Baranzan series, which is all about the Drow Society, which you think I would have because I tend to like most of his writings for the most part. I don't know if there's probably some books I haven't liked. Just like some of his later works have been a bit. I mean, been good, but not as good as his earlier stuff. But that kind of happens with some authors. Sometimes you get so used to it, or they lose kind of their touch when it comes to certain other areas. But
this looks important.
But anyway, this is the final gear we need to open the or fix the elevator shaft. More gold. Summon the blade again. Yep, this is pretty much going to be my strategy for quite a while. Is just summoning the blade, and then doing whatever. Although, I mean, Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance does kind of suffer from a bit of repetitiveness. So I do like this game, but I'll admit, you know, that the valid criticisms of the game being, you know, like all you do is just hack and slash. But that's the genre it is. It's a hack and slash. You know, I think it plays a bit better than a bit faster than despite like. You know, going to be in a whole area, it's taking a while to finish things. I think it plays a bit better than the newest Dark Alliance. Yeah, by the time I was recording, I finally got a chance to try it out, see if it was any good or not. Unfortunately, the video for uploading will be for quite a while, just because of the way I do my timing and stuff like that for videos, or at least those types of videos anyway. Because I usually give them a pretty I usually don't like to spam those videos. I usually like to set them for like one day, and then that's pretty much it. But ow. The spider said to the fly. Oh wait, no. Yeah, stop it. But yeah, anyway, I just space those out because usually I want to save the daily videos for like stuff like this when I'm the ones I'm playing daily instead of the ones I'm probably. Usually I save those videos for the games I'm gonna like not probably record all the way through. So I usually do like well, it kind of depends. If I really like the game, I used to just every time I used to do that, I would just get the game and then I would just play it through and record it. But nowadays I've decided to start recording stuff I generally want to play instead of stuff I'm not sure if I like to play. I mean, if I do really like the game I'm like trying out for the first time, then nowadays I might strongly consider it for a long playthrough. But most modern games, which is what I'm usually saving those first impression videos for now, most of them are not interesting enough for me to keep recording the whole thing, either because of the way the mechanics work or something else, and I'm just like, well, maybe I'll beat the game off screen. So we'll see. Most of the games I tend to have been beaten, so I guess they're better than I expected because I actually finished the game off. But there's quite a few where I'm just like, I finished the game and it's such a chore to get through, and I'm just like, why am I playing this? This is not fun. But I won't say which, just because maybe some people like it or whatever. But yeah, there's been quite a few where I'm just like, no, I don't want to do this. Oh yeah, I forgot off screen. When I was doing that, when I was testing or going to finding the other save part in the area, I sold a lot of my equipment off screen, and I ended up buying some. I think I bought the chain. Did I buy those in this? Yeah, I bought the chain gloves, so to get a little bit AC, which you can tell hasn't helped me that much more because I'm still getting hit as constantly as I am. But I don't know. Maybe I've saved myself from a couple of attacks because of that. So. Alright, I think this is one last area. I think this is the last area for this floor. Oh, I ran too far away. I should have stayed back a little bit to let them get hit by the blast. Oh well. Ow! Stop it! Stop biting me! Stop it! Stop that! Yeah, I'm still having to run back every once in a while, but actually, just trying to get rid of these lessers out of my inventory. One of them's got to be dead by now. Oh yeah, I guess I could have been arrowing them because sometimes the damage the sword does like stun them for a bit, so it gives me a chance to either run away or get a couple of hits in with an arrow. But yeah, I think this area up ahead is the final bit for this floor, and then we'll go on to the second floor. And since we've got all three gears, we can just go. We can just go to the next area. Yeah, Drow, what kind of mighty race are you? Leaving your spider pets things to defend your home. You should be out here yourselves, you cowards. That Mordkind sword has a pretty good range of and it's pretty consistent with the damage too. I already said that before, but what I mean is like how. I kind of do need to count the itinerations with like how often it attacks during its time period, just to see like if it is attacking per second or if it's like every other second. But still, I think the cost of it outweighs the its usefulness at this point in the game. Yeah, see, there's the exit right there. Yeah, I don't know why it's taking a while to summon the sword. The only thing is, like, now that I'm like being able to save some of my potions, I might end up getting I might be carrying too much weight because potions and stuff like that do add up after a while. But I'd rather save those for possible boss when we get to it, which won't be today, obviously. But okay, now I can switch to dagger. Of course, now he almost kills me when I do that. So. That always seems to happen, folks. Every time I'm like, okay, now I'm going to melee, and then I almost die. And I'm like, no, I have to spend my money. Actually, how's my weight? Oh, no. Yeah, they haven't been dropping. Well, spires don't drop much in the way of actual weight, so. But even the Drow haven't been dropping very much in weight, so. lighten all the rest of these up. I know I don't have to. I want to. So. Okay. Yep. All right. Anything else here? Nope. Okay. Oh, one last worm. Now, mine elevator has been fixed. So yeah, it takes 3 gears, and we fix it. Now we can go to the next floor. So. And of course there'll be a save spot right at the bottom, but I think there's going to be some enemies as soon as we do that. So. Yep, more Drow. Yeah, we took care of your pets. Now you're back to do the job. Yeah, not as beefy as your spiders, but whoa, that popped right out of his ass. No, I mean pretty much. Yeah, back to the Drow again. I almost prefer the Drow, though. In some senses, depending on how you look at it, because they're not as beefy as their other counterparts. So. Oh, what's this? Spells? I didn't know they cast spells. Yeah, we've actually hit the next enemy of Drow, which is the. If I can get closer, I can show you without them blasting magic at me. Actually, he's isolated. I could probably right before, and this is probably the perfect time to get Mordecai's sword when you think about it, because of like what we're going to be fighting here. I don't know if you can see, but yeah, it's the Drow ladies of the group. You were wondering where they were at. They tend to throw, if I remember correctly, their repertoire is Melf's Acid Arrow, which is that green beam that tries to hit me, or Snowblind, which I'll show you because I can cast those as well. Yeah, Melf's Acid Arrow, magical arrow, acid from your hands, dealing its target acid damage, although it tends to cling. And I didn't think Melf's Acid Arrow could do that, so maybe they have a variation where it's more of a poison, because it does lingering damage on me when it hits. And then Snowblind, which is a, oh well, or it might be a variation. Maybe it's a, I think it's a variation of Snowblind, because basically it's an arrow similar to Melf's, except it's a snow. It gives you a cold effect, so it's something similar to that. So. But anyway, I don't know if you can barely see on them, but yeah, you can tell that they're wearing like, it almost looks like they're wearing like a thong, like a one-piece thong over their body or whatever. So yeah, you should look at some of the classic like Drow-esque like pictures. They kind of almost look like a heavy metal painting, you know, with their big floofy hair and covers, or not covers, and outfits and stuff like that. Very, very, very 70s and 80s for sure. And I'm definitely a fan of the design for the not obvious reason, because it just looks cool. Okay, maybe they're, you know, it kind of reminds me of kind of old art where back where you know in the day, like if we were, that's how you could tell the different, if a lady was good or evil. If the lady was like pure or something like that, she'd wear like, you know, a wedding dress or like a white outfit, or, you know, fully clothed, you know, official. Nice society, not anything too risque. And if they're a bad girl, or evil, they wear like almost, they either wear leathers or some type of like punk goth outfit, or nothing at all, or almost barely nothing at all. So that's how you know the Drow-esses are evil, man. They're wearing those outfits. They're crazy. Can't trust them. But yeah, most of Drow society is yeah. That could be a dangerous area because of the. I think their voices are being done by Jennifer Hale. I could be wrong though, but it does kind of sound. It wouldn't surprise me, because usually a lot of places will use voice actors for multiple different roles to save on money. So, but yeah, Drow. I think I talked about this before, but Drow society is matriarchal in nature, so all the women are, you know, usually magic casters, priestesses, or lead their houses. And they have kind of a Game of Thrones thing where they have or a noble thing where they have multiple different houses, and it's based on like the power of the house. So there's weaker lower houses and stronger houses. The only house I remember off the top of my head is Duerden, but that's where Dritz's family's from. I think if I remember correctly, the Duerdens were a lower in house in Menzoberranzan, which is one of the more well-known Drow cities in at least in Forgotten Realms D&D anyway. Actually, I think they're only called the Drow in Forgotten Realms. I think in all the other settings, I think they're just called Dark Elves, unless you're using a fan-made setting, and then you can call them whatever you want. But yeah, I think Drow is specifically Forgotten Realms, but I could be wrong. And I think also Drow is copyrighted by Wizards of the Coast, so you can't use. I think that's why they called him Drow as well, so they could have a copyrightable name, so they could call him that. So, but yeah, they're a typical evil society run by the ladies, but they worship a chaotic evil spider queen called the Wolf, which is funny that a society would be an organized society like Mental Brands that would be able to survive. Oh, apparently some bombs blew up. Would be able to survive being, worshiping a chaos god, Well, not a chaos god like Nurgle or something like that, but, like a god that's generally chaotic evil, Funny enough, in the books, most of the Drow think Dritz Durin, the hero of the books, is a chosen of Lolth because he causes them so much headache. As a former member of their society and everything, so they just think Lolth chose him just to test their society out because she's chaotic evil, so she's chaotic. But I mean, it's not true, but it's kind of funny. I think I remember one of the books, another god talking to Lolth, asking about that. I forgot what her response was, but I thought it was pretty entertaining. And let's see if I can get to these ignitions because they will hardly move because they're ranged attackers. Mostly, they'll come in with their two-handed sword or whatever, but they'll mainly hit you with magic first. As far as I know, they have infinite magic. I don't think they can ever run out of spell mana or whatever. I think only you as the player can run out of mana. Same with arrows and stuff like that. I don't think any of them. I keep wanting to go melee them so I can, but nah. Against spells, you don't bring a knife to a gunfight. Same thing. Well, I'm bringing a sword to a gunfight, I guess, a spell fight because of the. But let's see, what was I thinking of? But yeah, and mostly Drow society, at least Men's of Baranson specifically, anyway. Yeah, most of the men are kind of. It's almost like bees, almost, where you have your queen and you have your workers, and then most of the men are like drones or warriors and stuff like that. There are a few magic inclined male Drow, but they tend to be relegated to like servants and stuff like that. So although there is one, technically there's a secret house that isn't like that kind of welcomes them all, and usually men have been outcasted, which is I forgot the name of the group, but it's run by a dark elf named Jaraxel, who was kind of come across Dritz, yeah, I think it's Dritz, and his company every once in a while in the books and stories and stuff like that. He's kind of one of those chaotic. I don't know if he's supposed to be evil, but he's chaotic, so it means he's always. I think he's actually supposed to be a chaotic neutral to a point. Well, I guess to a point doesn't make sense because of the way that description goes, but I think he's supposed to be chaotic neutral. I don't know if he's chaotic evil, but he's definitely, he might even be neutral evil. Maybe he's definitely more selfish because he wants to keep his group, his band of mercenaries together. Oh, I didn't know I was almost out of arrows. He wants to keep his band of mercenaries together and just make money, and usually the houses will sometimes hire him to do dirty work because most of them wouldn't be caught dead asking for another male Drow's help, yet they'll easily call on Jaraxel. So it's one of those types of situations where they won't give him the respect, yet they'll pay him all this money and do, or to get them stuff or take care of certain issues. I keep forgetting what his group's called, though. Maybe I should just do magic. Oh, okay. These things are so slow, yet I'm letting these things hit me. Okay, let me switch to magic missile for a bit. Because they're not, even though they cast magic, doesn't mean they're immune to spells. And there's no reason to have a full continuity of magic and mana, available. Might as well use it. Okay, that's enough magic use. Oops. Let it build back up again. Aha. It's been forever since I've read the Dritz books. I don't remember everything about Drow society. I know Ari Salvatore basically was. I don't know if I talked about this before. I might have, where he was basically told to come up with their whole society almost on his own, with maybe some minor help from Wizards of the Coast or whoever. I think it was Wizards of the Coast by that time. But to help come up with this. So yeah, everything is basically based off him. I know it's changed slightly over the years, from what I understand. Like with different variations, people have changed it to make them different. But yeah, this is. Did I not say this was like the perfect time to get the sword? Because you can just basically let the sword take care of them without having to get blasted by their magic. Although, like I said, magic is consistent, so technically I could afford to take a few good hits, but I have to be careful on that, you know. But man, this sword is making up for... It's getting pretty good damage. Like, yeah, I mean, I get those 5s and 4s and whatever, but every once in a while I'll see quite a few 20s back to back. Especially when it does a charging attack, I notice it gets 20s most time when it charges. I have to be careful about, because their melee damage can hurt me quite a bit. They're not as strong as the warriors, but they can still hurt. Hard ones. Warriors. I'm sorry, I was waiting for it to miscount it when it was ready to go. Oh, ow, ow, ow. Nope, nope, ow. Like I said, these spells are so slow, yet well, it's because I'm out of arrows, so I'm not doing what I'd usually be attacking them with the help of the sword, but I'm kind of letting the sword almost do all the work. Yeah, take care of it. The only bad thing is it kind of makes it a bit boring when you let the sword do all the work. Yeah. Okay. And the ladies are gonna come up you slowly with those spells. Yeah, it seems like every time it charges, it does 20 damage. So I like the fact they keep screaming every time they get hit. I don't even think a lot of the other characters do that. Actually, it seems like the pathfinding for the Drow-esses is a bit different from the other characters. Like they don't go like crazy if you get into melee combat like some characters will. Nah. Okay. That was my almost call here pretty soon, just because making a decent amount of time, and we're at another save spot. So, but let's see what's in here first before. Yeah, also have to be careful because sometimes the Drow's magic can activate the ignition here. So actually, probably better just straight up ignite it, get it out of the way, so I don't accidentally get hit with a bomb by accident. You know, because you saw in some cases like random explosions, and that was because they accidentally hit the ignition. So they, see. Luckily, I was at higher HP, so it didn't hurt me as badly as it could have. Yeah, there can be, I mean, without the sword, obviously I'd just be doing ranged attacks on them and stuff like that, but, oh, nice, got a nice drop there. Because, yeah, they can easily switch to their ranged combat when you get in close, unlike other ranged characters where they can't range, so they have to, if they can't range, they'll just charge back, so. Alright, oh, drop in the hole. Oh, that killed me. Oh my god, that's awesome. I didn't know you could do that, actually. I was just joking about falling into the hole, and then I fell in the hole and died. But, yeah, why not? Why don't we have an episode where I died? It's not like, I mean, it wouldn't take me that long to get back there, because I just saved it not too long ago, so. Alright, we'll leave it there, folks. So apparently in this playthrough, this elf died in a hole because he wasn't paying attention. So, but yeah, in the next episode of Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance, we'll continue through the hole, the dark hole of the mines, and fight more Drows and Drow-esses, and it's going to be a smorgasbord of fun. So thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.